I never run out of things to talk about because I'm alive every day. Like I got things going on, but finding new ways to explain myself when you said every bar 100 times feels good.
For sure.
Know? So it's sharpening my sword.
We're good? You all ready? You good? Ready? Good. All right, ready? All right.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Conversation Piece, the podcast about the missing pieces of the conversations we're already having right here in Indianapolis. I am Patrick Armstrong, your host, and I'm excited to be here with you in 2025, the year of community. It has been an incredible year. We just had our first initiative. We just launched our first initiative of the year, which is called the Open Door Sessions. Third Thursdays of every month, we're opening the studio for an hour at 4 p.m. for anybody to come through and share whatever they got on their mind. We want to build community. We want to have conversations, and we want to do it with y'all here in Naptown. So if you're interested in that, check the link in our bio for more information. But until then, I am super excited about the conversation we are having today. My guest today is an Indianapolis-based rapper, producer, graphic designer, multi-band member, podcaster, father, and just a multifaceted, super awesome human being. When he's not out doing his own thing, you can find him in community with some of the most incredible artists from across the city and the country, and at least from my perspective, the most likely form a band and create music that you didn't know you needed until the moment that you heard it. He's also one of the nicest people that I've ever met in person during my time doing this show. And both he and the creative family member, Sirius Blvck, embraced me immediately when I introduced myself at this year's Streets, or 2024 Streets. And it was really, really incredible. It meant a lot to me, so thank you for that. But with that being said, I am very excited to have this conversation. So without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to welcome Baby Guillotine, better known as Drayco McCoy, to the show. Drayco, thank you for coming through.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'm happy to be here. You got such a cool voice.
Thank you.
You know, I wish I had a voice like that. I mean, I like my voice.
I love your voice. I'm
yours
like,
is cool. You made me feel like that shit sounded important, you know.
You are important.
Do you want me to, am I able to curse?
Absolutely. You can say whatever you want.
I'm trying not to curse too much because my mama probably gonna listen. Hey, mama. Yeah, let's go ahead.
100%. Well, again, been following your work for a little bit, especially doing the show, talking to people like Skip and Double A, people in the hip hop scene. Like, your name constantly comes up, along with like Sirius and Oreo Jones, and your music, I think, in the same way that all of the artists that we've had on the show so far do, is just so unique to itself, but also carries the spirit of the city in some way. Like, it is Naptown, it is Indiana, even though it is Drayco McCoy. And so to meet you at Streets, but then also for you to be like, I've seen your stuff online, like I've seen what you're doing with the show. Like that was a fanboy moment for me, and like felt full circle in doing the show, because it was like, okay, like if it's reaching people that I look up to, that means we must be doing something right. So thank you for that.
I appreciate that too. I mean, you know, for me, I'm a fan of everything. I started off as a fan, but I still walk in every situation like with my eyes all wide and sparkling, and
for sure,
you know, just I saw what you was doing, and I was like, man, there's so many things I could learn from this guy, just off of, you know, I feel like the first way people see something is very important.
Sure.
You know,
like that first impression.
Yeah. Like my first time seeing somebody live, or I try to make sure that me running into something means something to me, because otherwise I'll just ignore it or write it off.
Sure.
And so your presentation is real nice.
Thank you.
I try not to do anything until I got good presentation for it.
Well, I appreciate that. I will say that I started this with horrible presentation.
Yeah.
Just doing it online, just because I wanted my own creative thing that I had full control over. And at a certain point, it did become about like, how can we actually do something with this that has an impact, and further than what we thought before. And that's how I met these guys. And like I said before off mic, when I met Mike and he did the episode with Olivia West, which was the first one that we did for this whole Indianapolis-based thing, I was like, well, shit, now I can't do anything less than this ever again because we've now took it here. So we have to keep taking it here.
I like that, though. Like, setting the bar for yourself feels good, right?
I didn't even realize I was doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, when you care, it's not about that.
100%.
You know, when you care, you just, you want to grow, and people see that, you know?
Yeah.
People see who care and who don't.
Well, it's like, are you willing to invest in yourself? And I've always thought about investing from like a business perspective, but never about like a personal perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that mean to like pour into your own passion? And sometimes that does take money, but a lot of times it just takes time. It takes your energy. It takes, do you want to do this? Your willpower to do it. And that moment with Mike and then working with John, it was just like, I want to do this. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be with this team. So I appreciate that.
You know, the amount of how much you want something, it could change everything for you if you don't want to do, you know, shortcuts.
For sure.
You know, because like I know some people who want stuff so bad, but they'll do everything but, you know, learn new skills or put things into their own hands. Because we all wish some things could be different. You know, right when you start. And I like to spend a lot of my time, you know, writing down ways that I could accomplish things myself.
Sure.
I'll look at it and I'll be like, bruh, that's gonna take so much time. But then 4 years pass and you're like, man, I could have been so much further with this.
That's true.
If I just started, you know? So a lot of things I do kind of feel like a proof of concept to show people like my idea before asking them to trust in it.
Yeah, 100%. I love that mindset. I want to dig into that. And I love this because we were just like, my first question every time after the intro is like, hey, tell us a little bit more about yourself. But we just are right into it. So I want to keep going into that.
I talk way too much. So stop me whenever you need me to.
That's what the podcast is for. That's what our editing machine is for.
We can fill this up for 2 hours, gang.
So before we get back into that meat, I gave you a little bit of an introduction, but for folks listening and watching right now who don't know who you are at all, do you mind just sharing just a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Drayco McCoy. I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I live here in Indianapolis. This is a beautiful place. When I first moved here, I was like about fifth grader. Never really felt like I was from here, though.
Sure.
You know, like I feel like we moved around a lot and never really like, I don't got no family here and nothing like that besides my brothers. But I've always been a fan of art. I've been making raps since I was a fifth grader, making, you know, drawing and stuff since I was a child. Always wanted to own businesses. I've been writing out blueprints for businesses and just anything money related since I was literally a kid. I always saw that as, you know, something I wanted to do. If it was me making art, I wanted to make clothes or comic books and sell comic books. I was a big comic book nerd. When it came to music, I was like, all right, I need a label. Yep. And I need to get merch and I need people to join my rap group. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I've always wanted to start something. And, I mean, I'm still that little kid.
For sure. Like you said, eyes wide open in the situation. But with like the best, not only the best of intentions, but like the curiosity that I think a lot of us lose as we get older and do stuff where it's just like either the same or we get let down, like constantly disappointed. It's easy to lose the wonder, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's crazy. When I was young, I always wanted to, you know, I'll watch a movie. But, you know, in the DVDs, they got the special features. Yeah. And, you know, I want to see what they was doing in the background in Lord of the Rings, you know what I mean? How they was putting all that together. I read a lot of books all the time. You know, I was homeschooled for a little minute. I don't know if I don't really remember too much about my childhood. Like, it felt kind of like one long movie.
Sure, yeah.
Like, not like a bunch of stuff, but... you know, I had some issues. Sure. So my mama, she homeschooled me, or she kept me out the way, kept me out of trouble. And I spent a lot of time just reading books and wanting to write books, wanting to figure out how to put my brain into just make things make sense.
Sure.
It's real hard for me to make sense in my brain sometimes, or my perspective. So I spend a lot of time analyzing it. And I think I just started doing that when I was young.
You think about the groundwork of doing it, but then your brain is also thinking about, like, where can I take this? You know, a lot of people operate on one or the other, and it's hard. And it's like, sometimes if we can get on both those levels and pull them together, that's when we really, like, hit the stride.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm very, very in Drayco world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, you miss a lot of things, kind of being stuck in your own world. But you know, I like the way I move or the way I think.
For sure.
And I'm always thinking about everybody else.
Yeah.
And how, you know, people can be a part of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
In different ways, or how people will feel about what I'm doing. So I try to watch my steps and move in a way that makes me happy if I was somebody else looking at me.
For sure. I mean, I think that's what everybody, hopefully that's what you're striving for, is to live and move as your full self and as your whole self, even if to other people it might not seem like that's strange or whatever, but it's like, that's just their opinion.
Yeah.
For you to live in Drayco's world, for me to live in Patrick's world, it's like, as long as I'm comfortable and happy in the way that I'm moving, like the other, like if you don't got my number, then like I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about what you got to say. So
yeah.
You said you never felt like you were from Indianapolis. Do you always feel like you're from Fort Wayne?
No.
Okay.
Not really. It's a weird feeling, right? Because like my whole family is. They definitely from Fort Wayne, you know what I mean? But it's like since I didn't have my teenage years out there, it was a bit different.
Sure.
And then like my teenage years here, I didn't like go to high school for very long. Yeah. I didn't like really stay in college for more than a year. Technically still in college. Like I still take a class every now and then. You know what I mean? For whatever goal I'm trying to achieve. But you know, I don't feel like I never really had too much of a foundation. But it's cool though, because you know, I still don't want to move. Like I don't want to leave this place. Sure. It's something about it that's whenever I leave and go somewhere for like a show or something like that. Yeah. I'm like trying to find similar versions of what I do here or the people that feel like they from here, you know? Yeah. Otherwise I feel off balance. I come back and I just take a big yeah. It's like, and then I'm like, fuck this place. But, you know, I love it here though. I feel like the difference though, Fort Wayne made me tired. Okay. It made me like just want to go to my grandma's house, take a long nap. Sure. Like whenever you go back and visit, it's just like, all right, let me go. Yeah. Yeah. When I was young, we used to come here as not even like a vacation, but it was such a big difference between Indianapolis and Fort Wayne. We come up here and I'd be like, whoa. Yeah. You know. I feel you. I grew up in rural Indiana, Rensselaer, Indiana. So I'm like the southern tip of the region. I got a 219 area code, so it always made me feel cool. But we would go to Lafayette. That's 45 minutes away, but that would feel so different than just my small 5,000 person town to see even just long buildings, not even tall buildings. But then to come to Indianapolis and experience that stuff, it's just like, oh. And for whatever reason, for a long time, I didn't have the pull to be in the city. Like I still felt like a country boy. But now that I'm here, it does feel like when I go other places, I'm like, where is like that indie vibe, or where's something I can feel that familiarity? And then I'm always excited to get back home and then hit those familiar haunts. It's a lot of vibes around here, but you know, I like not living in the mix of everything. Like I've never lived downtown. Yeah. Or, you know, like I'm real out the way, and I kind of like that because then I could choose my vibe. Sure. You know, kind of step into whatever I feel like being. You know, I wake up different every day. Who knows what swag I'm putting on? Who knows? You're in Drayco's world, and that's okay. Well, then we can come into it whenever you got whatever you got going on. We can be a part of it. Yeah. I read that you had talked about how your uncle would pull up with basically inaudible music because the bass was just cranked to 11. Yeah. And that was something that really like left an impression on you. I was wondering, like, do you remember specific musical influences at that time that were like, this is something that I'm gonna latch onto? You know, music has always been special for my mom and my aunt and my uncle. They was, you know, pretty prominent in my life. But I mean, obviously my mama, but you know, she'll listen to Erykah Badu and then throw on like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, you know, and then you listen to the Forrest Gump soundtrack. They had the Leonard Skinner song on it. Yeah. I think it's Leonard Skinner. Freebird, yeah. Or like that Harry Nilsson song, Everybody's Talking. Oh, yeah. Everybody's talking at me. Can't hear a word to say. I love that song. Like, I don't know, stuff like that was like really, really back in the day, we would watch the same movies all the time.
Sure.
Like all the time. Or, to the point I'm learning all the words to the movie.
Right.
And learning all the songs in the movies.
You can act it out scene for scene. Like
I can do that now with some stupid stuff.
Me too. My wife does not enjoy it.
Yeah. With songs, you got albums and we just hear the same songs a lot. Justin Timberlake's Justify was ridiculous album, 10 out of 20, bro. 10 out of 10. He was snapping. He's acting up. But I remember, I forget what year it was when Thug Motivation came out, Young Jeezy.
Okay.
I think we was playing a lot of Def Jam, Vendetta around that time.
Oh, okay.
I just picture myself just like sitting, they was burning CDs back then.
Yep.
So my auntie, she'll have a whole bunch of just relevant music. I feel like maybe sometimes Fort Wayne might catch on to something kind of late.
Sure.
But when somebody is blowing up, everybody got it in their car, they got the CD, it's burnt or, whatever.
You're going to the On Cue. Did you have On Cue up at Fort Wayne?
Yeah.
The On Cue. That's where we had to get our CDs.
And a lot of Fort Wayne feel like, it just felt like one big hood to me when I was a child. So, everybody's kind of rolling around. You just hear...
It's like a part of the city. Like it's part of like that.
And Jeezy was going crazy at that one particular moment when that album dropped. And I just remember it's the only thing, like I don't know. Something about stuff like that made me feel like I wanted that,
Yeah.
Like I wanted something to get the streets high.
For sure.
I'm not no big drug dealer and stuff like that, but it looked cool to see people be able to do that from a place they don't even live at.
Sure.
You know?
Well, and then it's like also the creativity of the music itself and like getting people to move like that and also be like, I'm not this, but I can create in this realm.
Yeah.
You mentioned your auntie a little bit, a couple times. I read that she taught you how to pen bars, like, and the way that you write, even to this day, is still similar to how kind of like she taught you. I was wondering if you remember any of those original bars that you started to write, and if like any of those things, like you draw an inspiration from those old original things, like those old collaborative sessions with your auntie.
I remember all my bars. See, it was like 5th grade, right? Boom. I was like, I'm taking this rap shit seriously, I was drawing logos for myself. I had a big idea, a big business idea. I was going to be a record label guy and I was going to own a label. I was going to get shirts made. I made business cards. I made a website because I used to look up to Soulja Boy. Okay. Soulja Boy was an entrepreneur. Yep. He had Yums, the shoes. He had a website. You know how you can look at the coding of a website if you accidentally press something stupid? And I'm like, I would do that on purpose to figure out what people make they sites on. Okay. You know what I mean? So he used to use this profile, this thing called ning.com. It's ning.com. It's kind of like Wix, but people use now. And back then I was like, oh yeah, I get it. So, every time he dropped the tape, he had a new site. It was like a fake Twitter. Like you could have members on it and stuff like that. Yeah. So I had mine. Like I was like, yeah, we finna do this now. And, I'll get it cracking. I feel like I was like, I'm gonna be a superstar in like 2 years. And so she was like, well, if you're gonna rap, you gotta figure out how to write. This is illegible. We're not doing it like this. I'm like, well, how you do it? And so she started showing me her raps. She like record them on her phone. And I like the way she do it because she'll put like a dash or something like that. It'd be like where you pause for a moment. Sure. Or like I section them off differently. I don't know how other people write, but like to me, certain things make sense. And I still do it to this day. It's funny, like I was on the computer so much back then. I wrote all my bars out on a Word. Yep. And I was like, she like, why everything got a red line under it? I'm like, cuz, man, I'm not saying it like the way it's supposed to be written. You know what I mean? I put it all on the CD. I asked my mama to print them out at work. I was like, yeah, these my bars. Just don't look at them. Don't read them. But I'm going to be big one day.
I love it. You still have the physicals?
Probably in our house somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, because we got just boxes of paper, scraps, notebooks and stuff. I got like home videos that I was making because I wanted like a TV show. And I probably don't even want to talk too much about it because I don't want nobody to ask where it's at. But yeah, like I had video game CD cases. I take them out and redraw like the cover of it, and draw on the CD that were burnt, and just have like the home video. I wanted to have like a comedy sketch show.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like I never have do an idea.
Yeah, you were never. So it's like I listed a bunch of labels for you, like rapper, producer, graphic designer, like you. But when we talked to Fitz, I talked about his style of art, and he was like, he pushed back on the notion of having just a specific style and being like, he's just an artist who can dabble in a ton of different things. Yeah. It sounds like as a kid, you were like, you already realized that's what you wanted to do.
Well, art, there's every aspect in all of it. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be somebody who like is a movie lover, the music in the movie, it matters. Or I wanted to write books, and I remember when a lady that wrote books came to my school, and she told me how much she make on each book, and that's when I was like, I'm off that. I'm so off that.
Done with it.
They're not getting nothing. You know what I mean? But like, I used to be a big like Harry Potter fan growing up, which has nothing to do with my name. It's my real name.
It's got the Y in there.
Yeah, it's my real name. It's my dad's name. But I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and when the chapters change and you get a little picture or whatever, or the cover art, every book, that you need an artist. You need somebody to help you depict this type of stuff. You need the music to match. And I always was like, well, I like all those things, so I'll do all those things. At some point, if you like making rap, you're gonna have to be in a music video,
right? Or
the bridge from being a successful artist, rapper, to being in a movie one day. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, I'll do all of it. People like 50 Cent, Soulja Boy, they ain't never stopped with, I just rap.
Right.
I'm like, all right, well, I like tech, I like video games, I like art, I like, movies and TV shows and comedy.
Yeah.
And these are all things you can do if you feel like it from any perspective. If you start off as something, it may be harder for a basketball player to become an actor one day, but with rap, I know you can do whatever you want.
Sure. I think it's really interesting that you bring up like when you found out, authors don't make that much money on a book. So like, I don't really want to do that. And before the advent of streaming, like you could make a lot of money because you sold physical copies of your music, and like the studios or like whoever were doing that. Now, because you brought this up, I never actually thought about this, but I feel like music has moved to the way of the author in a way where you're getting cents on the dollar for the music for the art that you create.
Yeah.
That is like how it was for authors back in the day. Have you ever thought about that? I guess I'm just thinking about it now. But
I mean, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. I'm just like, you brought that up in my mind. I'm like, I've never asked an artist about like, okay, have you ever thought about like, how do you navigate that kind of situation?
If I was young right now, I'd probably look at rap as something I didn't feel like doing no more because rappers ain't making no money. But like rappers are making money. It's just, you just gotta do it off of something else. You're not going to get rich off some streams. It's people, you can get a nice check off some streams.
Sure.
Like but you gotta get a lot of streams, and hopefully somebody not getting, all that money before you,
Right.
If you sign something weird. But at the end of the day, like, I like this era because it's all in my hands. I feel like, I'm obviously, I wasn't doing much when people were selling albums and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I know you had to be on a label. You had to get a record deal.
Exactly.
You know? Whereas right now, I don't.
You have the control to do it the way you want to do it.
Yeah. You architect, what they say, architect your lifestyle. Like I wanna be in control of what I'm doing because who knows what I'm doing tomorrow. Like,
sure.
This is fun this way. When I started, I ain't even, for the first like, let's see, in 2017, when like my streams was the highest, 2017, 2018, most of my stuff was not on distribution at all. Like most of my career was not out on Apple Music and stuff like that,
Sure.
And it's fun to just to have to not have to care so much, not owe nobody.
Yeah.
And the thing about being an author is just like I never saw a way for enough people to be able to get the book if I read it.
Sure.
You know, I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put it up on Amazon.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, how people gonna get this book? I'm gonna have to sign to some people who gonna have to publish it for me.
Right.
They're gonna put it in wherever they feel like it's fit. You don't even have control over the cover art.
Sure, you give away a lot.
They make the cover art for you. And I'm like, bro, that's not, when I get this album done, you know, I'm gonna do exactly what the fuck I want, and I'm gonna put it all out myself, you know? I might write a book one day.
Sure.
Because it makes sense. It'd be nice to see.
Yeah, it makes sense now, especially you got this whole lived experience that you have now.
Yeah.
And just the way you're moving, like that book is writing itself every single day. So we talked about the show this year, especially being focused on community. And I know like that's been an important part of your journey as an artist, especially in the city. I know, like I read, like when you first moved here and you were in Fountain Square, like you found Fountain Square area and was like, okay, I can vibe with some of the stuff that's going on here. I think around that time, like some names I feel like kept popping up: Sirius, OJ, Flacco was another name, and then John Stamps. Specifically bringing those four up because, excuse me, I feel like they weren't just influences on the creative process, but your performing process as well.
Yeah.
I read that you said, or that they were the ones that told you, like, don't come to shows with the vocals on your tracks. Come with the instrumentals. Like, you got to come correct to this type of situation and do it the way, like, do it the quote unquote right way, I guess.
Yeah.
How important was that connection, like connecting with those guys specifically, but then just forming a community, especially 16, 17, like when you're really starting to push outwardly as an artist yourself?
Well, you know, for me, like not being from any like particular hoods from here and stuff like that, like I never saw like opportunity to go anywhere specific to see, you know, like Maxi.
Sure.
And you know, some of the stuff that I was hearing about. There's this dude, I think his name was like the Joker or something like that. He, you know, came around, he was giving out CDs in my neighborhood and stuff. But like, I was, you know, when he leave, I'd be like, man, where you going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
sure.
I used to collect Nouveau magazines.
Okay.
We was living on Post Road, and I just didn't know nobody. I'd just be in the house on the computer. We was living like right in that little area, and I would read the magazines, and I just started like seeing there's so much going on in Indianapolis, you know, towards downtown. But I didn't know where to start. So I remember my mama took me to this place to go do some spoken word poetry at this like coffee spot or something like that.
Yeah.
I did my spoken word. They always happy for me, but I still like, man, this ain't enough. Let me figure out where everybody at. I ended up making a friend that put me on to Oreo, Flacco, Ali, Tierra Thomas.
Yep.
Like, I feel like it was E-Jazz. You know, he's close to my age. So I was like, oh, yeah, I've heard of him, you know?
Yeah.
And I just started feeling like that was like, that looks accessible. Let me figure out where these people is at, you know, where they performing and stuff like that. But I didn't want to, like, come around with nothing to show for myself. So that's when I was like, all right, you know, one of the homies from school in my neighborhood, he gave me his recording equipment.
Oh, nice.
I was like, bro, finally, bro. I used to record in this program called Audacity.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, I'm about to mix myself and record my stuff, and I'm about to go hard. I played it to my mama. I was like, what you think? And she's like, that shit ass. I was like, all right.
Damn, Mom.
She's like, go, what your homework? I'm like, all right, look, bro, don't worry about it. We're gonna make this right. And eventually I ended up working on this project called Hold My Whole Dick, which is hilarious to me. I thought it was so funny. But like around that time is when I was like kind of reaching out to people, you know, be like, yo, you want to collab? I fuck with your music. I'm a fan of your shit, you know. It's a bunch of people I made music with around that time. And I just started sliding out to the square. It was my homie Chief. He picked me up from my mama house once, introduced me to Sirius. That day we made an album.
Damn.
And he was like, you need to record on these songs with this dude. All these beats is made by this young dude. He's like 14, 15 years old. His name Black Youth.
Okay.
And that's how I found out about my brother Black Youth. He make all my beats now most of the time. You know what I mean? Still working to this day. But little stuff like that just kept happening to where I was like, you know what? I think I like it over here. I'll keep rocking with these guys. And I think it was like a big hardcore community out in the square.
Yeah.
So when Sirius or Oreo or them boys, you know, I feel like they were in bands at some point, working with, you know, within that scene.
Yeah.
Sirius had a band called Indian City Weather, and he was also had an album out called Lita. And it was like, it changed my life to see him on stage with a drummer, with no background vocals in the track, with some of the most amazing sound and music I ever heard. They had a collective called Ghost Town Collective, and it was Stamps, Oreo. There was a lot of members in it. But then so at the same time of seeing their solo stuff, I'm seeing them as a group on stage, you know, passing the mic to each other, finishing each other ad-libs, you know. Even if I didn't like the music, I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen from some people, like just off their passion alone.
Yeah.
Just being like, yo, let's all put our heads together. It's not like they all made the same music, you know. It's not like they all were the same personality.
Right.
But they were one on that stage. And so I just wanted to be a part of something like that. But always being new in every situation that I'm in, I'm always like, all right, it's just me. So I'm like going extra hard, you know, to show I can stand out and alone. Even if I'm around everybody, I always wanted my energy to shift things if I walk in the room.
Yeah.
You know.
I would say that, well, first off, thank you for sharing that. And I think I would say from people that I talk to, when they talk about Drayco, they talk about your energy. Like a lot. Like that's one of the things that comes up first. And I think it's also really incredible. We talked about it with Jake Moran, Jake with a shot, on his episode, but being a fan first and consuming like what it is that you want to be a part of, just builds a level of authenticity that doesn't exist when you just try and go and say, I am this person, work with me.
Yeah.
And I feel like your story, and especially what you've just shared, even here, but just as you shared during your career, is very indicative of like you said, I'm always the new person. So I gotta work. I gotta do the thing. I gotta bring something to the table first before I'm gonna be like, hey, you should work with me. Yeah. And I'm gonna be a fan of the stuff you're doing.
It felt good, you know. So I've dropped like my 33rd tape recently. So back then I was like, if I want these people to know me and I want to speed up my growth, I need to make a bunch of music real fast.
Sure.
And there was like producers that I wanted to work with or meet. And I was like, man, ain't nobody gonna give me beats if they don't see me going hard.
Sure.
And so I've always been like, all right, well, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta go really, really, really hard. So I was dropping tapes back to back to back. So when I came around, I had a tape called, it's called Bitch I'm Positive, and I had Hold My Whole Dick. And then I'm dropping tape after tape, 317 Flex and Probably Going to Hell. I had Guillotine EP. I had just tape after tape. It was disgusting. You know what I mean? But I was like, this is the way. I mean, and everybody was like, bro, we see you working. Like, if the algorithm wasn't working for you yesterday, last month, 2 months ago, I seen this one, and then I seen you did it again and again, you know? It was beautiful for me because it did speed up my growth, you know? I never run out of things to talk about because I'm alive every day. Like, I got things going on. But finding new ways to explain myself when you said every bar 100 times feels good. For sure. Know? So it's sharpening my sword.
I love that. 33 tapes. And that's not even counting that's just like your own mixtapes, right?
Yeah.
That's not even counting other people that you've been on, other albums that you've done in collaboration.
So like, it's like 2 collabs in there. I'm counting Bloody Knuckles.
Okay.
But, you know, because that was all on my laptop.
Sure. Yeah, okay, yep.
I recorded that joint, so I'm counting. But, am I counting inner peace projects? You know, like, what we doing?
I think it all counts. Personally, from my perspective, I think it all counts.
There's more. There's probably more, because I got a collab. This dude named Xavier Clark, great rapper from here. I got a collab with him. I got a collab with one of his homies back in the day, too. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Don't listen to all that stuff. Listen to my new shit. You know what it is though? Like, I'm not embarrassed by none of my old music though.
Sure.
And like some people be like, man, don't play that shit. But like when somebody's like, yo, you know, because a lot of people were big fans of me at some point, or, you know, they are and they don't know the new shit, or they only love the old shit. And so when somebody comes up to me and they're like, you know, that song that you had back in whatever year, like, oh my God, I still listen to that to this day. Like, do you still make music? You know, and I'll be like, hell yeah, I do, bro. Thank you so much. Like, because I love that song too.
For sure.
You know?
100%.
I was snapping.
Was snapping, still snapping.
Yeah, so, you know, some Dragon Ball Z shit. Like, you got to respect, like, every age of Gohan.
100%.
You know?
That's a great metaphor that I will say maybe 30% of our audience will understand. I understand it.
Nah.
But I get what you're saying.
Give your audience some more credit. Gohan out here.
That's true. That's true. I will be giving y'all credit.
Yeah.
But let us know in the comments. Who knows about that?
That's my first time making that analogy, so I'm fucking with it. But
I
let's
love
go.
It. That's a clip right there. Okay, this is actually a really great segue into a new segment that I'm starting with you. It's called Understanding the Artist, where we get to know guests a little bit better by asking them to identify the pieces of their work they think best reflects them. So I have 5 categories here, and you have a lot of projects. So I'm going to ask you to just pick a project that fits best with this category over 5 categories. Is that okay?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, we can cut it.
Well, no,
we'll
I like it, but 33 tapes. I'm trying to remember what the names of them is, boy.
All right. The first one is best project to get to know Drayco.
Skull Collector.
Skull Collector. All right.
Hell yeah.
Best project for Gangster Drayco.
Gangster Drayco. 8-Ton Gorilla. I think. I don't know. Ain't no Gangster Drayco. I'm a big dog, though.
I'm here for it. All right. Best project for Melodic Drayco.
You know, that's something you're going to have to make a playlist of.
Okay.
Because I got a lot of good harmonic songs, but I always sprinkle them in my tapes. And then I got a sad song bag, like a motherfucker, too. I made a playlist of my sad songs one time.
Okay.
I'm emotional.
I feel you. You're talking to an emotional person right here.
But at one time I was like, I'm going to make a song, like a whole tape where I'm like singing. I can't really sing, but I want to sing.
I think you sound pretty good when you sing on your songs.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying to get better at it. But now I'm screaming so much in a piece, it's kind of fucking my shit up.
You got the scream going on right now.
Yeah. So, I couldn't say.
Okay. The private playlist of Drayco. You got to know him deep well to get that playlist.
Have fun.
All right, I got 2 more. Best project for collaborative Drayco.
I gotta say Bloody Knuckles. Gotta say it. I mean, me and Sirius was tripping. But it's kind of like we was going crazy on that album, but it took us over a year to make, and we didn't do it so as on purpose as we could have.
Okay.
Like, we was just seeing how it go. Because, like, our first project together just happened.
Yeah.
And we just want to do it again. Because, he one of the only people I could say I feel like he rap better than me, but in the way he rap. Sure. And then he might say the same thing. I think he'll say the same. He tell me he'll say the same thing when I say it. But I've yet to hear him say it. You feel me? But like, I think it's true. Like, I mean, because like we rap differently.
Yeah.
But the way he rap is like, it's like reading a book that you have to envision. Like, when you finish a certain page, you'll draw some crazy Final Fantasy looking at shit. You know what I mean? Because like the way he depicts things is magical to me. And oftentimes when I'm like, when I'm thinking of an experience that I want people to have, I use the word magic because I want you to see and feel the layers of the song. And he's good at, I'm gonna say, oh, I was in the car in the McDonald's parking lot getting my dick sucked. And he's gonna say something like way more majestic, and then you know what I mean, like something that you're gonna have to hear it a few times,
For sure.
and you're gonna be like, damn, that was hard. And so he like encourages me and makes me better as an artist.
Sure.
Because then I'm not just talking about something stupid in the same way. I'm gonna say something real stupid, but I'm gonna say it in a way cooler way.
Sure.
Fucking with him. So we're working on Bloody Knuckles 2 now. The sessions have started, and we're out of our minds.
Okay. I don't know if that's exclusive on the show, but I guess this is December right now. But
Shit. We might still be working on it when you hear it, so send beats.
Send the beats.
We need
Drop it in the
beats,
comments.
boy.
All right, last one. Project that's most reflective of Slept On, Drayco.
Ooh. I mean, my new shit. I dropped a tape called I Know You Hear Me. And I don't know, I don't feel like nobody's sleeping on it, but like, you know, the algorithm ain't the best to your boy lately. Hey, look, Instagram kind of crazy. I'll post an album and I'll put it on my story. I'll put myself on my story flexing in the gym. The views is crazy. All these likes and all that. I'm like, yeah, they like when I do the arm thing. But post a tape and now my story get like 30 views in 24 hours. I'm like, no, that's actually insane.
Yeah.
It might just be a me thing, but you know, that my new shit hard, definitely crazy. So I Know You Hear Me is a tape I dropped recently, all produced by my a guy that I've been working with named Joe Dirt.
Okay.
And he went crazy. That's another thing that like all those songs is over a year old.
Yeah.
But I was acting up.
Sure.
Yeah, I want the people to hear it.
We gotta hear it. We're gonna link that in the show notes as well. We're push that
Do
one
it,
for
do
sure.
it. I got a new tape coming out. So like you know, it's called World Domination. I just finished it up. 13 songs. I produced one of them.
My guy, you
It's
are
nasty.
working 34 on down the pipe with like at least 35, 36, and 37 somewhere in there that you just talked about.
They're not ready for Project 40.
40?
My 40th project is gonna be nasty.
I can't even imagine.
I can.
I'm excited for it. Well, I appreciate you sharing those because I think, especially someone like yourself who has a deep bag, a deep discography, like the projects themselves can be, and like for artists like Juan the artist who has this painting right here, those are gateways into particular periods, but also just ways to learn about not just the person, but the creative process, all of that. If we can like take these microcosms of time, these little bits and pieces that you've left us over the last 2016, 2017, so 5-7 years, like not even that long a time, but a lot of breadcrumbs for us to follow on your story, which I appreciate. Which brings me to now. You're working on lots of tapes. We're talking about 40 being wild, but thinking about how life influences the way that we create specifically. I saw on your Instagram stories the other day that you were just over or recently 60 days sober.
Yeah.
Which I think is really awesome. Congratulations
Thank you.
going through that journey. How has that affected the way that you create or approach creating, particularly as a music artist?
So it's kind of deep, right? Now I'm real hard on myself.
Sure.
You know, a lot of people think I'm super like cocky, but I'm really insecure oftentimes because I'm always, you know, I'm not where I want to be in life, and I'm real hard on myself. I got real health oriented, very, very, very big into the gym and just trying to focus. And it kind of started because at some point, I was in the studio with Jaron Braxton. If you ever want to look up a great artist from here, his name's Jaron Braxton. He does animations.
Okay.
He does like super cool, like he's a game changer. One of the greatest people I've ever met.
Okay.
Very inspirational to me. Jaron, what up, man? And he came to town. We went to the studio together, which like, you know, really just making beats and just chopping it up.
Yeah.
And so he like freestyled on this joint, this track he made. He's like, yo, you want to hop on that? I'm like, yeah, let's get it. And I was sitting there, I was like, damn, I don't have any words in my head. And I think for the past like 3 years, I used to tweet too much. And like just always kind of express how I feel outside of the bars. And over the past few years, I haven't really had words.
Okay.
Like I couldn't think of a tweet. I felt like something like, shit's going on, but like I'm like, nah, that my brain stopped working in full thoughts. It had nothing to do with the drinking.
Sure.
But just everything to do with just like, I'm a machine. I'm always doing stuff,
Sure.
I'm like a full-time everything right now.
Yeah.
And it was just not helpful for me.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Well, you said not like healthy, especially like definitely not helpful from a creative standpoint, but also just as a human.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things that we might reach points where we have to prioritize that. I really appreciate you sharing that because I am at a point in my life where I've had to make some prioritizations, some tough decisions about my own health, especially now that I'm a father and like thinking about, some of this future stuff, thinking about, like what's down the road. Like I want to be here for some of that. Like, and I want to be healthy and be able to participate in those things. And also I want to be able to show up here every day to do the show, do other things that impact the community and that I love. And I know if I'm not at least trying to take the steps to take care of myself from a health perspective, like I'm doing myself a disservice, my family a disservice, like, and it's hard, I think, especially in Indiana to talk about stuff like that. Because I think we've been conditioned, like for men as males, to not vocalize when we're struggling with something like that.
Yeah,
Let alone physical health, but like mental health too. So.
And struggling is like cause I don't have any like issues that stop me from doing anything.
Sure.
So it was like everybody around me is like, well, what's wrong? Cause you're good, bro. You know? But like, I'm always seeing where I could improve. And everybody's been asking me like, cause it's only been 60 days, but I mean, that's the longest I've ever went without since like I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
And so everybody's like, what's different about it? How you feeling different? And I'm like, nothing feels different at all. But I can think again. Like my brain is I'm like, I have an opinion about that.
Did you call it like returned clarity? Or is it just like things are just there now, like in a way that they hadn't been?
I don't know. I'll think about it more later.
Sure.
I like to let things be.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I was like, oh shit, I thought about that more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because also I get so stuck in my world that like sometimes I'll forget other people are experiencing things at the same time as me.
Sure.
And forget that I'm not the only one that has a perspective of it.
Sure.
Or maybe I might get annoyed at somebody's perspectives. But like right now I want to hear it all. And just in time too, because you got all the president stuff going on and everybody got something to say about stuff or, I have a lot of empathy and I want people to maybe learn from what I'm saying if you can. Do what's good for you and what's good for your output and your input. I imagine myself buff one day. So this will help. I don't know if I'll start drinking again at some point. But I'm just not right now.
I mean, you're looking pretty fit.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're doing it. I'm trying to get on that path myself, but I'll just maybe hoop a little bit.
Yeah.
But I need to get in the gym more.
I want to get buff, man.
You're on your way. And then that'll be another project. That'll be Project 45.
Yeah. When we just on the corner, on the cover of the art, just acting up. They're not ready for me with a six-pack.
Oh, I'm excited about this new music.
They're not ready for that shit.
I'm excited for this new music. Okay, so year of community. We've talked a lot about community from just like your own journey into the Indianapolis music scene, specifically from a hip-hop perspective, but the hardcore scene in Fountain Square. Talked about just meeting. Okay. I'm saying all this because I want to move to our other segment, which is called Give Them Their Flowers. We ask all of our guests to give a person or some people the flowers they think they might deserve right now. I wanted to ask you because we've brought it up a couple times and you talked about your initial meeting, particularly your relationship with Sirius. You talked about how you created an entire album, like literally the first time you met. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind if you think he deserves it. Sirius, if you could give some flowers to him, throw some flowers his way and say some nice words about
man, you should
Sirius.
see us in the car at 3 a.m. I'm over here like, bro, you the hardest nigga. We gonna take over the world, nigga. Fuck these niggas, man. They gonna see us. Yeah, I mean that's my dog, man. You know, me and him have a similar timeline of things. You know, what I mean, we had our first daughters around the same time.
Okay.
We was juggling, you know, that experience and still being creative. Me and him both share the passion of not being so inside your own world, but still trying to maintain your own path and story. You know, I feel like neither one of us try to alter what we're doing based on what's popping. And I respect him as a lyricist. I respect him as an artist. You know, our personalities are similar, as in like, you know, we know who we are.
Yeah.
And it helps when we link up to where. So the reason why we named the album Bloody Knuckles, right? When he met me, I met him like, oh man, he's so fucking cool. He's so cool. Like, this is crazy. And then he met me and he said, he like, man, who this big ass nigga think he is? You know what I mean? And so when he get to rapping, I'm like, this nigga trying to rap better than me. And so I rap mine. And he like, this nigga trying to rap better than me. Like, what? You know? And so when we brought that, you know, I feel like we've always clashed. Like, we was beefing at some point, shit like that, just based off of like, I don't know what it is. Might be like an ego thing or, you know, just us being us. But when we linked up for Bloody Knuckles, like everything aside, it's like, is you finna rap or not, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll write some shit, I'll tell him my idea, he'll erase this shit. Be like, nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? And it's like the game Bloody Knuckles. You punch somebody in the hand and they gotta punch your fist back, and you know, do that to both of y'all just sitting there like, all right, bro, somebody gotta quit at some point, you know? And, you know, some of these songs, we just going back to back, bar for bar, no hook.
Yeah.
I like that. He's the only person to do that with me. I've tried to do that with a lot of people. He's the only person that's done that with me so far, like in recent times.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Serious, I can't wait to have you say some nice words about our friend Drayco here. Anybody else you want to give flowers to as well?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Dude, everybody. You've been to Trees. This city's crazy.
Yeah.
This city's nuts. I want people to do their homework. If I start shouting out names right now, I'm gonna wish I said more. So if y'all ever get a chance, man, Indianapolis is one of the best places for great music. There's so much going on.
100%.
There's so much going on. And my podcast is gonna come back at some point.
Hey.
So you might see me talk to him.
There we go.
Because I'm a fan.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. Again, shout out to Madeline and Frida's Flowers for sponsoring this segment of the show. Frida's Flowers Indy for all of your floral needs. I got a couple other questions I want to ask you as we get ready to wrap it up here.
Ask
there's
me everything.
A lot of things that I would love to have maybe port 2, 3, and 4 on, especially as we get to Project 50, 60, and 70. You know, we're going to have a lot more things to talk about. You brought up the city, the music scene here, going wild right now, particularly in this moment. We're recording this in 2024 still. I would say that the Indianapolis output in 2024 of albums and projects is one of the best runs of any city in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Like, it has been absolutely insane, in my opinion. With that being said, one of the things that we've been focused on in the show is, like, how do we continue to, like, build community, build the bridges, build the infrastructure that we might need to push other artists to the fore as people continue to grow. I was wondering, from your perspective, somebody who's been prolific in the last decade, but somebody who has built community across this scene, what would you like to see more of in 2025 from not just a hip-hop community, but from, like, the music and creative community here in the city? Is there anything that you would like to see more of in 2025?
I want to see less hate. Boy, oh boy. We got opinions around, you know? I think people really, I imagine us having more and shit getting worse.
Sure.
I don't know. The backlash of Treese really, really makes me upset sometimes, I feel like my boy Oreo really, he had really incredible intentions being in that area. And I don't want to speak for him, but, I watched him do that. I watched him start it. He seen these venues. He saw something missing. He frequented the area. And he said, I want to do something for the city. And I can't imagine anybody ever having a problem with that. But, you see things develop and then you see people's, love, but then I want to see things happen for us one day, but I don't want to see the negative parts of it.
Sure.
And so I don't know what we need because I don't know what people want.
Sure.
You would think that this was everything we all wanted. And then you get some real, hating ass shit going on. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, bro. I thought this was division, right?
Right.
I don't know what they want. But I say like in the hardcore community, Inner Peace has been welcome in every city that we go to. People give us a place to stay. They actually listened to us before we got there just because we was on the bill. You know what I mean? Like people come through, they buy the merch and then they're just super geeked up and
like actual fans, consumers.
For real.
Yeah.
When Inner Peace started from nothing. It's just, it's not like I was walking around, this is Drayco McCoy's band. Like, It's just Inner Peace. It's good music and it's going up based off of that. And when bands come here, the homies, my band, get them a place to stay or, you stay in my spot and the community feel like this, to the point where like people that I saw as like real famous people, like if they had that same stats as a rapper, that nigga would not.
Sure.
He would not talk to me at all. You feel me?
Right.
Whereas like they are already embracing me and this is just something else. Just different communities, different situations and stuff like that. But as far as for hip hop, I would love to see some more people starting their own things. Maybe being able to feel like they're doing what they wanted to do,
Sure.
Sometimes you have a vision for something but can't really get it done because of the resources or lack thereof or the way things cost. I really just want people to start accomplishing their dreams and feeling like they can do it here somehow. And I think more infrastructure is how that's, it'll work. But the intentions, everybody, and the perception, and, anybody who starts a big label here or something is going to be picking up a job. I don't think they know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anybody starting something here, have fun. This is the first time a lot of these things have been going on,
Yeah.
If it gets bigger, I just want everybody to be happy and I want people to really get some money. Really be successful.
We're here for that.
I really want people to get money from here.
We're here for that, for sure.
Legally, I want everybody to get rich.
Yeah.
Swear to God, it would be so cool if everybody just start getting rich.
Yep.
And then famous, and then this place becomes just a book of just stories that everybody wants to tell for the rest of their life. It'll be so fun. We got it going on now.
Going on now.
I want to see the people become successful because you go to Treese and you'll see, bro, people bleeding out all over the place. That's why I started my podcast. And I'm yapping and I know it and I don't care.
You good?
But, I name my podcast Bleeding Out All Over the Place because it's how I feel when I'm on that stage. I'm the most vulnerable version of myself. And I'm not the only one to do it like that. That's why it's so nap. It's a Naptown way. We're going to be ourselves where you go. You feel me?
Yep.
I go to the Maxi spot, and it's a picture of me in that Nothing. It's been up there for a long time now. And he's how you what nasty, and he, he's himself.
Yeah, 100%.
And he built something that means something. He means something to me. Snapper Nuts is not
Snapper
a game
nothing.
to me.
On the chest.
You know?
Yeah.
We do it ourselves. We get it going. It's beautiful. So I feel like everybody that living like that and being their true self to the point where, you know, they are making a craft that is just so amazing. And I hope the world can hear that one day, you know. I hope their mama can be part of that, you know.
Absolutely. I love that. That is perfect. I think you spoke to what we're trying to do here on the show. I think your podcast needs to come back expeditiously, as our friend Murdoch likes to say.
Drayco.
Bring that thing back because we need to continue to have more of these conversations. We need to continue to dispel the narrative that we can't be successful here and that people can't make it here.
We can make it from here, but I ain't never moved to LA. I ain't never been to Atlanta. I've done a lot from the crib, but my boy Omar Apollo is definitely a big example of how you can really turn it up if you get out of here, you know.
But we shouldn't have to do that. It can be an opportunity to. But I like what you're saying. We can. This can be a place. There's no reason that it can't be a place.
Some people tell me how much shit would have changed for me if I would have left. I don't think about that type of stuff, but
Sure.
You know.
Well, people are always going to have opinions about other people.
I like what I've been doing, but you always wonder, you know, how far can we go? To be continued.
To be continued. This I want to have that. I want to have that conversation.
That's gonna be crazy.
How far
if
can we
go? If we figure this shit out,
I think we can figure it out.
If we figure this shit out,
my goal is to hopefully have a workable solution by the end of this year. So
shit, you got 30 days.
2025, 2025 for the cameras.
Yeah, tell me when
not
you come up
this
with
year, but we have the bones of a workable idea. I think in the works for this year. Anyways, I appreciate you sharing that. I think everything that you just said right there is again like everything that we want to do here on the show, and that we're hopefully trying to facilitate less hate, more conversation, and more supporting and collaborating and finding ways to get each other to places of success doing the things that we want to do. All right. 2 more questions, and then I'm going to let you get out of here. We just, again, 2024, a great year for music in Indianapolis. Great year for music all over the place. Kendrick Lamar just surprised us with an album. Saw you writing a little bit about GNX. Really quickly, because this is 2025, we've had some time to sit on it now. In just this moment, your top 2 songs that you're listening to right now from that.
Shit. All right. I'm not gonna say it because I was tripping when I was listening to that project because the way he screamed mustard is exactly how I scream mustard. And I was finna just do it. Y'all ain't finna get that. What I'm listening to is the new Drayco McCoy project, World Domination, new single finna drop soon, called My Favorite Typical. It's a banger, boy. And let me tell you, we shot a video for it. Shout out my nigga Dom, shout out to home Sham. We're going extra hard.
Let's go.
And so, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. But my shit hard, though.
Sorry, Kendrick.
I can't wait for that shit to drop. But also, this has been a crazy year for hip-hop.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted 2017 again. And shit's been acting up, bro. Like, I feel like everything, every artist has dropped. Every artist is doing something very specific to themselves.
Yep.
And it's in the weirdest time of where the industry is at. So everybody's taking shit into their own hands, dropping shit on Instagram, dropping full, snippets, just full songs, whatever cover art they feel like.
Dropping full albums on Mondays. Shout out to Double A and Yop.
All over again. We acting like, and it's bringing up my confidence. For a long time, people were like, you've gotten to a point where your presentation needs to be so much more amazing. You need to stop doing shit like this because you gotta, if you want to be taken seriously and signed to a label, we need to, do shit that's gonna cost way too much damn money that I don't have. You know what I mean? And it put me into a mode where I was so freaked out. I just stopped dropping music for like almost 2 years, like a year and a half. Because I was like, fuck, bro. Well, I can't do what people feel like I should be doing, or not even people, just like people that I trust.
Yeah.
And if I can't do it, I don't want to do nothing less than that, because that's what somebody told me my worth is, which I feel like my shit's worth a lot. But then you get Kanye West, takes a picture of some mountains, and that's his cover art. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, bro, am I taking this shit too damn serious? And then I really had to get back into what this means to me and why I do it. And so this year has been tight to watch other artists and people do that, take it into their own hands with the lack of, industry support. Everybody getting fired from them big jobs, you feel me? Whereas like, we still here. We can still make it happen. I don't know. I'm very inspired right now.
Same.
Yeah.
100% inspired. The creative output is wild. And the city is just bubbling. And like, I really feel like 2025, in spite of the political climate that we find ourselves in, we'll speak on that later. I just feel like the tension between the ceiling that wants to keep the creatives in the city from really exploding and the creatives that are creating and ready to explode, the tension is that it's like paper thin. It's getting ready to crack in a big way, I think.
Well, it's like we spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time wondering how to put Indiana on the map. And I thought it would start with the music. It's happening so naturally with just other random shit.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Kaylin Clark and Tyrese Halliburton.
Hey.
You feel me? Shout out my boy Anthony Richardson. That's his name?
Yep. AR5.
But why is he going hard right now too, bro? I'm a Colts fan now. Fuck. I'm a football guy, So it's like, we're seeing this place grow and become something. And I feel like don't everybody feel it bubbling. Don't nobody want to miss the wave. So get good as fast as you can, or get better. Want better for yourself and drop that shit. Cause when the wave come, we all deserve something.
Yep. 100%.
Everybody working hard.
Few people working as hard as you, my friend. Drayco, thank you so much for sitting down and sharing all this. We got many parts lined up for the future.
Shit.
You've talked about a number of things you got coming out. I want you to hit them again. How do we follow you? How do we find you? How do we support you? You, Inner Peace, all the work that you got coming out, Bloody Knuckles. How do we get a hold of that and support it moving forward?
All right, so my name is Drayco McCoy, and ad name on everything should be just Drayco McCoy, unless you're looking for my band, and it's Inner Peace Forever. Inner Peace is a hardcore band in Indianapolis, Indiana, and they call it rapcore, but I think it's Drayco core. You know what I mean? We out
here. Got his own genre out here.
And man, follow my podcast. It was called Bleeding Out with Drayco McCoy, but I interviewed some very close people to me. If you get bored, listen to my interview with Ben out here, Visuals, Ben Church, and Indiana Jones, DJ Indiana Jones, Ryan Minor. But they passed away, so I ain't like the title no more.
For sure.
And so I changed it to Floor Breakers. So listen to my new Inner Peace project called Floor Breaker. Listen to Floor Breakers podcast. New episodes coming soon. My mixtape / album, World Domination, coming out. And Bloody Knuckles 2 sessions started, so send beats. Shit, what else? and Get Tattooed by Adam Wallenberg. I got some more tats coming soon. Buy beats from Raylan Black Youth. And hit me up if you need a feature.
Let's go. That's community right there. That's community right there. That's how you put people on. In rooms that they ain't in, you put them on that way.
Every time.
Just like that. I love it.
And tell somebody you love them today and don't forget, because it's very important. And kiss your kids and call your moms if she around.
Tell somebody you love them because it is important. It's more important than ever as we exit January and get into February. And whatever's happening in the world is happening right now. And we need more of that love. Drayco, thank you so much. Can't wait to do it again.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Love.
Absolutely. Everybody else, episodes every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Conversation Piece Pod for all the archives. We got merch up there now, too. Click on that shop link at Conversation Piece Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Make sure you run the numbers up over there. And last but not least, the open door session, third Thursdays every month. We want to hear from you. Link in bio for more on that. Until next time, this has been Drayco McCoy. This has been Juan the Artist, sitting back here behind me. Back behind the cameras and the mics, John Overton, Mike Lee. Shout out to Pattern and Stutz for the space. And I've been Patrick Armstrong. This has been Conversation Piece, and we'll see y'all soon.